amplify the excitement of the folks in New Orleans as their Saints burst from the tunnel a moment ago. They're set, and we're set as well as the Saints get ready to do battle with Matt Ryan and the Atlanta Falcons. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Take it.
Ready. 5-9.
Let him know, let him know. Let him know, let him know.
The first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. Space to maneuver at the 40. And a cutback right sideline. And finally taken down at the 30-yard line. A huge play there right off the bat. 45 yards.
First and 10 at the 30-yard.
So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for first and 10. On the ground, this is Kamara. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. What a difference a play makes. A huge step forward and now a small step back as he loses a yard or two.
Second and 11 at the 31-yard line.
Ready. Little Wady. Check flag 45. Here it comes. Here it comes. 28. 45, 45, 45. Hey, orbit. You must be 23.
On second and 11 now. Breeze. Buying time to it. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. Grady Jarrett making his presence felt. He gets the sack.
Ready.
Third and long now after the sack of Breeze, and the Saints up against it here.
I'm coming for you, son.
45 to Mike, 45 to Mike.
Working from the gun, it's Breeze. The open man is Smith. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
Every coach we ever talk to says to his team before the game, quick start, guys. Let's get out of the gate fast. How about that? They took his lesson to heart, didn't they?
They did exactly that. A nice diving catch here on the game's opening drive. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. A 9-yard touchdown run. And the Saints take it right down the field and score on the opening drive. And they do exactly what they wanted to. Opening drive, they get into the end zone. They do it on the ground.
And not only is the person lugging the ball happy, of course, because he got it into the end zone. How about the offensive linemen and receivers who are blocking for him? They have to feel great about themselves, sticking it in the end zone on a running play.
It's a short kick, taken at the 15. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
Falcons take over first and 10 at their own 34-yard line.
From the 34 now, here's first and 10.
Hey, man, watch the boot, watch the boot.
Hey, South. 54. Mike, 54. Oh, ready to go.
From the gun, it's Ryan. And finding the tight end, Hooper. A gain of 6 there on first. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
A first down there on a pickup of 25.
First down, Atlanta.
On the heels of that good carry by Devontae Freeman, here's 1st and 10. And to give this time to the tailback. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
On 2nd down, Freeman. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first. You were telling me this yesterday. That's exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
Here's Ryan to throw. Steps away to his left. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. Alex Anzalone just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Now, Ryan going to give it to Freeman. That'll get a little bit back, give him 5 on the run, and they'll be left with a 3rd and 13.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
And it's 3rd down.
Ready, Blue 80! Blue 80! 40 seconds. Let's get it together, defense. Let's get it together. Do. Hey, it's 40 seconds.
3rd and long. It's Ryan. Going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line. He's sacked. Marcus Davenport, the first rounder out of UTSA, with a sack. So with 4th down looming, Dan Quinn sends out his field goal unit. This from 44 yards away. And his kick is indeed good, and that'll do it for the first quarter of play. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They had the touchdown on the opening drive of the ball game. It was countered by just a field goal. So, hey, if your guys can do that for 4 quarters, you're in good shape.
Yeah, it is a team game, so that's just good complimentary football. But, you know, I know I'm no brainiac, but you trade 6s for 3s, things are going to work out in your favor.
A big play there out of Kamara, 44 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Now Kamara trying to run inside, but nothing there. The tackle made there by Tack McKinley. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle. That's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold him to no gain.
And this is going to be intercepted. It's Desmond Trufant. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
Ryan and the Falcons now come up 1st and 10 at the 20. After the interception, here's Ryan. Eluding the pressure right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Von Bell. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line.
Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. Flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one downfield that gets intercepted.
So after the INT, it's Breeze. He'll let it fly in the direction, and this is taken in at the 5. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. 39 yards there, a big one. They'll run it with Kamara. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2.
And a nice job defensively to keep him out of the end zone. He was trying to get his second touchdown already in the first half.
They had that one earlier, was bidding for a second. And just one man in the backfield here. That's Kamara, 2nd and goal. He'll get it up the middle. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it.
Got a man open. It's Thomas. It's a touchdown for New Orleans. A 1-yard touchdown pass. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Well, it was 3rd and 1. I was expecting run, so much for that. They pass it, they score it.
That had the feel of the head coach telling the offensive coordinator, you've got 4 downs here. We're going to go for it on 4th down unless there's a disaster on 3rd. Go ahead and take a shot if you want to. And he gratefully accepted the opportunity and did exactly that. If they didn't get it there, that had to feel that they would come back and try it on 4th down.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They trail now 14-3, an 11-point deficit as they start things out with a 1st and 10. Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25. A big play there on the catch and run, and even 50 yards. Exactly 50 yards on that last play as they just go from 125 to the other for 1st and 10. Now Ryan under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Different story this time around. We had that huge gain followed by a sizable loss here. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis in this first half of action. Ryan's pass taken in by Ridley, and they move this all the way down to the 9. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion.
You know what the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
But you're going to tell me, good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually, but first is good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen, and then you do your blocking. How about the read, though, by the defensive guys? They weren't fooled at all and actually ran with the lineman to where the play was and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. The crowd here in the Dome making things difficult. 3rd and goal.
Hey, express! 27, Mike, 27. Come on, baby, come on, let's go.
Watch it.
Let him go.
Throwing again. Ryan. The quick slant caught. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. They do get 8 out of the pitch and catch. However, it's 4th down. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. This is less than an extra point, just a 19-yard attempt. And this one is right through. And a second field goal here cuts their deficit to 14-6 now. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you've got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are on the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
Go.
You kill. Hey, Wahoo!
The final shot before half for Breeze. This is caught by Gill. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk? Blitz coming, and down he goes. Cameron Jordan able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. He rifles one that's intercepted. It's the linebacker, Alex Anzalone. And the return will stop right around the 25. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Looking for Ginn, and it's intercepted. It's Desmond Trufant. He's at the 50. The 30. Past the 20. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. I don't know who all is to blame there, but I love seeing pick sixes.
Nothing like seeing someone pluck it out of the air and go the other way and see people try to change directions. Hard to do.
Point after try forthcoming. And this is up and good. It brings them within a point now. It's 14-13. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And following the pick six, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of it.
Now Breeze lost the football. Oh, the hurdle.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd and 9, Breeze. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
Hey, Haywood. Check 59, Mike. Mike is 59.
Now Breeze on 3rd down. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 10 yards, good for his Saints' 1st down.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen, because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and that's what we saw there. Nice pickup for a 1st down.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on 1st down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're either throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away. Throw it over the sideline. Don't try
and he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by DeMonte Kazee. There he goes left side. And he will score. Touchdown, Falcons.
Did I just see what I thought I saw? Did I just see what I thought? That had to be. Come on, say it for me. Say it for me. Who picked up that pass?
It's a free safety.
Oh, you got to have those great skills back there. Eyes, anticipation, great hands. And, of course, how about the fluid moves afterwards to take it all the way to the house?
Sounds like you're watching your old game film up here in your head.
Yeah, oh, that's the dream I had of being that player. I just never was.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. On 2nd and 11 now. Breeze again has it complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 17 there and a New Orleans 1st down. Breeze now. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 47. And the return across midfield and to the 46-yard line. Thomas, the intended target. Well, Charles, he's thrown 5 picks in a game before, and right now, after that one, he's standing on number 4.
And right now, your defensive coordinator is asking the offensive coordinator, can you do anything to slow this down? Because my guys have to keep running back out on the field. So play calling may come into it a little bit, maybe run the ball a little bit more, but a lot of it depends on the scoreboard. They may have to keep throwing it.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here's Freeman. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
2nd and 10 at the Saints' 36-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Hey, let's get that ball, man. Let's get that ball right here. 25, check 25, check 25.
Now it's Ryan. He'll let this go for the end zone. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Marcus Williams. And he will be out of bounds as the 3rd quarter comes to an end with an INT. Back now here live in New Orleans. It's the Saints who hold the football, but they're trailing as we begin the 4th quarter of play. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now. And nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jack Crawford breaking through to get him to the ground. It's a loss of 7. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down.
11. 59 mark.
To throw is Breeze. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 28. And this one will be brought back to the 22.
I'm not sure I'm absolutely crazy about that play call there. I mean, it's only a 1-score game, so is it really time to go bombs away and try and make a big play? I think you can take some underneath stuff and still move it downfield.
54 mark. Come on, right now. Check it back.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. Jones has it. And they'll get this down to the 10. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a 1st down there. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. They'll run here with Freeman. He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. Here's Ryan. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. The intended target was Calvin Ridley, but now it's 3rd and goal.
I'm trying to decipher what's going on out there because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
Yeah, several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown in. Frankly, that should have been another pick right there. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it. And he can't escape the pressure. Ryan goes down. Cameron Jordan giving him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. And his kick is good. And that will make this a 9-point lead. Same story continues. He's the only one that scored for them, their kicker, with all the points.
So now when we hear the chants of MVP, MVP, they're definitely aimed at him because he has been the only guy who's put points on the board in this game.
Kickers are always either the hero or the GOAT. So far, he's definitely the hero. So Bree's going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 10 yards, good for his Saints, 1st down. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Breeze to throw. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
On 1st and 10, here's Breeze. And brought in by the tight end Cook. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. To throw again on 2nd down. Breeze. The catch made over the middle by Ginn. And that's going to be good for another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 25-yard line. To throw is Breeze. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
First and goal at the 5-yard line.
Now Breeze. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack.
Well, that was point counterpoint, wasn't it? They decided to throw for it on 1st and goal. Instead, the defense counters with pressure, and the defense wins, getting a big sack.
And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. Lutz to try to add the PAT. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play. A big spot now for the Saints as they'll indeed go for 2.
Check. Watch the screen.
Breeze to throw. And this is caught. So they took a chance, but they are back within a single point here in the 4th. So with just under 40 seconds to go, you figure this is going to need to bounce their way if they have any shot. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. As the clock will stop with 33 seconds remaining. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. They run, Devontae Freeman. And he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. They got to get to the 23 here on 3rd.
Get that quarterback, D-line. Get that quarterback, D-line. D-line, get that quarterback.
Ryan on the handoff. It's Freeman. lineman with a fast feet. And he is going to have the first down, and that is going to suck the life right out of this crowd. Bit of a surprise. They ran it on 3rd and medium. Proved to be the right call. 1st and 10.
Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field, D. Let's go. Let's do it.
So time runs out. It's a victory for the Atlanta Falcons, and they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.